I'm gonna tell you right now, like everybody talks about that Popeyes chicken sandwich being the shit. I've tried all of them KFC Churches, and hands down, Churches best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'll stab a black dude over a fucking Churches thing.
She's a mother now.
Huh?
She's a mother now, though.
Doesn't change the
Not
fact
my
that you
kid.
fucked your cousin.
It's not my kid. Welcome back to another episode of Big Couch, Little Couch. My guest today has been doing comedy since the before times, before the pandemic. You know, he was there. He was there when Michael Longfellow killed at an open mic, and a couple times. It's David Kays, everybody. Yeah. Is that true? Have you seen Michael Longfellow?
Yeah, he asked me for advice once, like years ago. He did a show. He was doing a show at a club, and the first show he went up and he didn't even bomb. It just wasn't a great set, you know. And Michael is maybe like 6 months in, right? Which means I was probably like 2 years before him, maybe a year. I can't even remember. And he asked me for some advice, and I'm just sitting there like, oh man, the next show is gonna be better, right? Mm-hmm. And I think about that now when I see him on TV, and I laugh, and I'm like, he should have never asked me for shit. He was always gonna be good.
Yeah, you were just there at that moment.
Yeah, I was just somebody who happened to be doing it longer than him. That was it.
I was really looking forward to and that's when I told him to never look back. No, you're just
no.
It'll get better. And now he's on SNL, doing very well for himself. I didn't see him when he came here recently, but
I didn't see him the last time. I try and always stop by. The part that sucks is, like, for me, I'm just stopping by simply to say hi. You know, it's like, I've known the guy a long time. Yeah. Like, we're not, like, fucking buddies, but I'll text him when he's in town, be like, hey, man, can I stop by, say what's up? Mm-hmm. And then I'll get there, and I'll see 20 fucking comics that are there, like, can I get a guest spot? And I'm like... no, that's why I'm wearing shorts when I come see you, so you know I'm not trying to get stage time.
I'm not prepared. That's something. You try to be genuine with your friends. You aren't just trying to show up and get 5 minutes on the show.
Yeah, I don't know why that upsets me. It's like, dude, fucking, if you're gonna do it, fucking, I guess... I guess if you show up and you're honest about why you're there.
Right.
But at the same time, it's still kind of shitty where it's like, you know, just show up. Be like, hey, man, fucking proud of you. Keep making moves. Mm-hmm. You know, fucking, you don't have to do stage time every time. Maybe just go, be like, okay, dude, I remember when it's weird to see someone when they first started. And then now, like a decade later, and it's like, not only have they gotten exponentially better, you know, like they have that success, but it's just like to see them from like that seedling to like, now it's like, oh, god damn, you have gotten fucking funny. You know, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, did you ask him for advice? No, you really aren't. You don't seem like the type of comic to ever ask for advice.
I did a lot when I was younger, and somebody once told me something, and now, like, the advice I give new comics is pretty much, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but, like, I asked a comic one time, and, because I used to ask a lot of shit, right, and a comic was like, dude, I could tell you a bunch of shit, and it wouldn't make sense until it did, till one day it just clicked. You know, because I'd be like, oh, how do you get comfortable with bombing? You know, like all these things. And they were like, go and just keep doing it. And one day it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. And now I can go up, I can do good, I can do bad. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's not my last set.
Last night I had a big stinker over at Sacred Pie. But it's not a show. It's just an open mic. And it was weird because we had a table of 3 up in the front, older white people who said that they were there for comedy, but they weren't giving anything up. I'm not saying it was like a star-studded list either. It was just, man, like there were some good jokes in there, but they really weren't having any of it. And they were there for comedy. And besides that, it was like the cooks at Sacred Pie. And yeah, that was the only mic I did last night. Because the mics suck during summertime, bro.
They can. I mean, it all depends. Like, I guess it depends on the mic you do. Like, Devils is one of my favorites. And during the summer, it can get sparse.
Yeah.
It, like, summertime in Phoenix is kind of like COVID, you know, in that it really lets you know who wanted to do comedy.
Yeah, only the maniacs show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of pussies during COVID who were out there making suicide jokes on Zoom. And it's like, I'm making those suicide jokes out in the wild where I can actually catch it. So,
Right.
you know, I don't want to hear your fucking jokes because I know you're not serious.
My sister actually does have COVID right now, too. She's right downstairs, dude. Let's have her. And Alexa, can you come on it?
How old is she?
She's 28 now. Her birthday was yesterday. She had COVID during her birthday.
Well, I'm willing to let her make out with me so I can see if I can get it.
David, that's how David, he's like, okay, prove it. Come over here and make out.
She's all like...
Have you ever made out with the for sure sick person? Or had sex with a woman who for sure had an STD?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I've had sex with women that I'm pretty sure had STDs, and I don't know how I didn't catch them. But
True.
they've never confirmed it, and I've never had a burning piss, so at least not from sex. I've pissed blood before, but that was drug related.
Oh, what? Drug related?
Yeah.
What drug did that? Did you put it? Did you sound it? How'd you have that happen? You know what sounding is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been telling my guests what sounding is for like a year, and some people really don't know what it is. Like,
I'll tell you a fun story about sounding in a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
But let's talk about the pissing blood, I guess.
Yeah, pissing blood first.
There's multiple times, but one in particular where it was a lot more blood than usual.
Than usual?
I mean, I make it sound like it happened a lot. It happened. It happened a handful of times.
Okay, gotcha.
But like this one is memorable because So my friend, I don't know.
The bleed of O2.
Do you know what Percocet, right?
Yeah, Perc 10, 30, yeah.
Do you know the ones that like there's the 5s? They have all the aspirin in them.
Okay, yeah.
They're the little white ones that look like a little mini hockey puck.
Gotcha.
So a friend of mine sold me 30 of them, and it's not a lot. Like for me, 150 milligrams is not a lot of drug. You know
what?
Like,
are you Juice World over here? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's called.
Damn, dude.
Like any drug addict, you build up a tolerance.
Right.
So I buy them from my friend. I get in a car accident on the way home.
Didn't
not
feel
my
a
fault.
thing.
No, I hadn't taken them yet.
Oh, fuck.
Some bitch, I'm in the left lane, she's in the right. She makes a U-turn, and I crash into her at 50 miles an hour. And yeah, then her dad, he's all like, hey, can you say I was driving? I was like, yeah, totally. As soon as the cops come up, I was like, she drove. And I was like, fuck that. She got out of the car like, you have to call me back. Like somehow I inconvenienced her for her being a stupid driving cunt. Like, anyways.
Yeah.
Afterwards, my friend who sold them to me, he pokes his head out of an alley and he throws a chicken bone. I swear, like this, I know this sounds like it's made up.
Okay.
This happened. He's like, tss, you know, like, tss. I look over, I'm like, what the fuck? I walk over in the alley. He's like, yeah, I drove by, saw you and the cops, so I stopped. I was like, can I get a ride home? Because the cops won't give me one. He's like, yeah, I got you. I go home. I take all of them. Now, again, that only has 150 milligrams of Percocet in it. But each one has like 500 milligrams of aspirin.
Damn.
So I don't know how much that is in aspirin, but I woke up the next day with the worst hangover. And it's not like I could take more aspirin to make it go away.
Right, right.
And
oh my
so
God.
I go to take a piss and it's like it hurt. Let's just say that. And I would like to tell you that was the only bloody piss I took that day. It may have been a couple.
Oh my God. Aspirin does this to you?
That fucks up like your kidneys, dude. Like that much.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't take any ibuprofen or anything. No, not really. I just don't like. I don't trust pills. I don't trust drugs. I've had a lot of friends get addicted to Percocet and whatever like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like ibuprofen will lead me to that. It's just I don't really get headaches or anything.
See, you're lucky. For me, I don't give a fuck. I'll take 4 ibuprofen. Be like, I'm gonna kill this headache. You know, I don't care. I'm a bitch like that. But I'm not gonna just take it like, if I get a splinter in there, it's not like I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, owie, 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 owie.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you bled out of anywhere? Like nosebleed. Fucking cut at work.
I shit blood kind of regular. Like,
oh my God. How do you, and you know that because it feels like something?
Well, when you're wiping and all of a sudden, like, you feel that extra stick, and then you pull you gotta, like, fucking fight the toilet paper off your hand, and you see it, like, bled through the toilet paper to where the toilet paper's all bloody to your hand. You're like, ooh, that's not good.
God damn. Have you ever had Hemis? I
think I might, but I know the difference between like a hemorrhoid shit and like I feel like there's something internally that
When did that start happening? Do you think?
I don't know.
That sound is so crazy.
5 years ago.
Okay, gotcha. So that's like a 30s thing, like 20s, 30s thing.
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for all 30-year-olds. I don't know if they're gonna admit it.
Hey, 30-year-olds, write in the comments. Are you shitting blood? I just want to know if that's super regular. If I have to prepare for that. Damn. Yeah, I don't often have painful poops. On Wednesday, I for sure had a bit of diarrhea over at Woodshed, and I was hosting. So I'd bring someone up, immediately go to the bathroom, empty out. After I got a couple drinks in me, it equalized.
Is that, okay, so the beer helped fucking regulate?
Yeah, I think it just got it all out, man.
Because when I used to drink, beer would, beer goes in at, 40 degrees, and then it comes out the other end at, 500.
Oh, really? You got hot poops?
Dude, that would... just the worst diarrhea fucking would just shoot right out the next morning. I'd be like, why is this? Why is it burn? Oh.
Yeah, that's something you got to realize if you're drinking too much beer. That's not good for your bowels or body. I get very bloated. Sometimes I don't even know that I'm inflamed, my entire body inflamed. Yeah, just feeling all creaky and stuff.
Yeah, man. I fucking get it. I've been using creatine lately for working out, and
hell yeah,
found out that bloats you up.
Really?
Yeah, just it puts water in your muscles, but when I'm trying to work out this fucking core because, I'm a fat fuck, so I'm
got a lot of core.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hardcore, yeah.
Yeah, I have so much core that when I first started working it out, I tore a hole in it.
Oh, you got a hernia? Damn.
Yeah, and the guy was telling me, who was training me, he's like, quit being a bitch, work through the pain. I get up, I try and get back into a plank, and I just collapse. I'm holding my stomach. And then I didn't take care of it for 3 more years after that.
Oh, damn.
But my point is, yeah, you take creatine, It like hangs out in your muscles. It puts like water in there and whatnot. So it makes them look way bigger than they really are.
What's your medical history like, man? Because you're 13 minutes in, you're coming out with some bangers of fucking medical history.
I don't know. I mean, aside from the surgery I got 2 years ago, I haven't been to a doctor in like 15 years.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a while for me, too. I tore something in my left knee. I don't know what. Or maybe I just sprained it. But, yeah, it's been different ever since.
I take it back. I did blow out my calf probably like 3 years ago. I was doing body weight squats. Nothing different than normal, you know. And I had to go to the doctor for that. Like, they were just like, yeah, it looks like a tear. But they didn't do like a full, like, they didn't do blood work or anything. So, like, that kind of doctor, I've been there for shit like that, you know, like, if it's like, oh, God, I can't walk, you know.
Right. But yeah, you could have something very wrong with blood work. Yeah, me too. I want to check.
I could have leukemia or AIDS, and I wouldn't know.
It's kind of like an STD. You only get one if you test for it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
unless you look down and it's herpes, which is a very visible STD to have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's not eczema.
Andy Chung can attest to this.
Yeah. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, did he show anyone?
No, but I just...
Can we put that footage on the screen right now?
I like fucking with him. He's...
Yeah. Damn.
He will lose his shit, and it makes me happy.
He doesn't... And we were talking about this, I forget, me and someone else, about how he doesn't know how funny he is when he does lose his shit. Like, when he's legitimately manic on stage, people find it hilarious, but he's also having a good time. But if he's angry, it's not... Yeah. You gotta lose your shit in a positive, fun way. And that's his style, man. But that's impossible to, like, hone.
Not really.
That's lightning in a bottle. I don't know.
No, I think it can be honed. I think it's a learned behavior. Chung's problem, and I was telling him this, like, because I saw him do it maybe a month ago. He was doing really good at fucking... What is it called? Mic drop?
Yeah, mic drop over there in Chandler.
Yeah, he was doing that, and he's doing really good. He was just fucking around. And then he started going into this bit about his dad, and he got really, like, all of a sudden he realized he was doing good, and it almost seemed like it fucked with him. Like, he wasn't used to it, and I went up to him. I was like, next time you're doing that, keep going. And he's like, I know, but I wanted to, and it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I know I'm sitting here like it's about me, but
no, I know what you mean.
It's just that thing. It's like, dude, here's how you get better: is trial and error. You failed so much that by this point, you by all rights should be way funnier. But you you're like, you were doing great. Next time, just keep doing it. Who cares? So what? If you don't end well, you did great through that middle. They're not gonna remember you not ending well. They're gonna remember the funny part because he had the audience going really well. And it's like, next time, keep doing that.
Right. I've seen him do a lot of jokes that really do well. He'll do it for about a week, and then you never see it again. Like, bro, I know that feeling that you don't want to keep repeating jokes, especially at these, like, mainly comic mics. But, man, if it's good, if it plays, it stays. That's, like, comedy rule number 1 is, like, work on a tight 5.
Yeah.
Within the first year or two.
Have a tight 5 that you can take anywhere. That's it.
Right. Yeah, like, if you woke me out of a stupor and just said, do comedy now, a gun to your head. And, like, yeah, I'll start doing jokes from 2 years ago that I know work. Maybe I don't like them as much anymore, but yeah, from a sleep stupor.
If you do multiple mics a week, right, work on that set, right? And then if you have a new, like, jokes that you want to work, find a room where you have a hot crowd that's not comics. Yeah, not comics. Like, who gives a fuck if the comics have heard your jokes? It's like, whatever, I'm working this.
They also aren't going to pay ever pay your rent. They will never buy a ticket.
No.
They're either going to be on the show or sneak in, or they work at the club. They will never give you $1.
Yeah.
So they're your friends, but your friends should never have to pay your rent type thing.
Yeah.
I had to get out of my way with that. Of maybe these comics have seen these jokes before, but stop playing to them. You know?
Yeah.
Stop playing to the cheap seats, as they would say.
I don't know. For me, it's like, dude, you know, let them hear the jokes they've heard, whatever. You're just getting the repetition down. You're getting used to it. But if there's like one night a week, if there's a hot crowd, right? And you already know that set works, you know, you've got it. Start working on, like, do the new shit that night, you know? Mm-hmm. Check those jokes out. And then, you know, slowly start mixing them into your set, you know? But don't just abandon that 5 that works. But after a year, yeah, that's when you should start working on new shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, have your little, what do you call it? Like, what is it where you audition? I get your little audition 5 or whatever.
Oh, yeah, like a showcase.
Yeah, your little showcase 5. You know, it's like, but, yeah, after a year, once you have that, start really working the new stuff. But at the end of the day, here's what I can say. Everybody's different, so.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a million ways to fuck the cat. Yeah, someone saying, like, I have my first like 5-minute set coming up. And this is a comic who's a few months into comedy. And he's like overthinking the first comedy set he has on a page. It's not a paid show. The paid comic is the headliner or the host.
Yeah.
And the only other person getting paid is JP's. So you're good. And he's like, but should I invite people out now or wait till I'm ready? I'm like, you're not going to be ready, dude. You're always going to look back and be embarrassed. But, I mean, if you look back like 5 years at tape of yourself doing stand-up and you're impressed, I mean, get your head out of your ass. You should be able to grow and feel disgusted or at least embarrassed by most of it. There should be golden nuggets.
Yeah, there's things like I can look back on. There's a few videos from when I first started like, that exist, but right. There's a couple jokes that are like have potential. Like I'm sure I could go back and like pick at those and be like, right. I could probably make that a fucking great joke now. But true. But with that said, it's like I don't give a fuck. But yeah, what I do regret is like inviting people out to see me the first couple years in because like
I'm just getting out of that phase of really because nowadays I'm feeling a little better about my competency, but man, there is some shows I remember really eating a bag of dicks in front of loved ones, like people I see at Thanksgiving and shit, and now it's a constant, like I know that they know how bad I was, and it doesn't really matter how good I do. But that's how my mind works. Is like it's black and white, and it's never gonna change.
Have you ever invited a woman out?
Fuck no. I was just talking about this the last podcast with this new comic Juan Montoya who brings his lady out, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck do you do that?
How long have they been together though? That's the question.
Less than a year.
Okay, so they've been together enough to where she's like she might see him and be like, oh, this must just be like a bucket list thing, you know? Like maybe she thinks he's not like serious about it. She's like, whatever, you know?
He's
like
35, and I think she's older than me. But yeah, this guy who's like a decade older than me, who's brand new to comedy, and I'm like, how do you have the balls to go up there?
Because he already got his dick in her, bro.
Hey, true. All right, that was smooth.
I brought a chick, and it was like her birthday weekend, by the way. And
women need to stop that. Hey guys, it's called a birthday. Keep it at that. Stop doing birthday weeks.
So
it's ridiculous.
It is like
it's a lot.
You know what? No, I'll give you dumb cunts a fucking weekend. But I won't give you a week. I won't give you 3 days. I certainly won't give you a month. Okay.
Birth month.
Dude, do you know how many bitches I know that are like birthday month? And it's like, You know, and by the way, their birthday's on like the 2nd or the 3rd, and then they still act like an entitled twat the rest of the month.
Oh, and probably the rest of the year in a different way.
Of course. But, like, there's something about that month. They're like, you know.
Yeah.
By, like, the 3rd week, everybody's like, Becky, go fuck yourself. She's like, it's my birthday month. And then the last day, you hit her in the back of the head with a hammer, and you bury her. And she wakes up, digs her way out, and she's like, I guess I was a little bit of a bitch.
You know what? I guess, yeah. Now that I had time to heal and reflect.
Next year, I'll be 36. I'll be better.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I wish I had that hot girl birthday energy, because my birthday, I really don't. I try to care, but it's just like being the center of attention. I don't like it when it's fabricated. I like being the center of attention, absolutely. That's like my life goal. But I like doing it, you know, and earning it. Don't sing happy birthday. Somehow it gets slower every year. Have you noticed this? Happy birthday used to be like, let's go, you know? And now happy birthday.
It's because everybody else is old too now. And it's like...
Dude, I know. Like now...
it just, as you get older and you sing it, you're like... One more year to death. Or closer to death, yeah.
Because a birthday celebration is saying, yay, you didn't die, good job. And really, on your birthday, you should be giving presents to the people who made an impact on you in the last year. Not fucking, hey, guys, give me all my... No, you're just old.
Yeah.
Stop
I
it.
don't tell people when my birthday is. Like, there's a few people who
Can
know.
I get 3 guesses?
I'll let you take guesses, yeah.
All right. September 10th.
God, that would be the shit. I would love that so much.
That would be a birthday weekend for you. You're like, we're celebrating, we're observing tomorrow. Absolutely.
September 10th, 2002, I'd be like, hey, guys, you know how we cure a national tragedy? By celebrating my birthday. Boo, 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 boo.
Yeah. Dubstep in the background.
And then the next day when everybody's hungover, be like, you deserve to feel like shit. Never forget.
June 19th.
June 19th. Which one is June 19th?
That's Juneteenth, I think.
You know what? I take it back. I wish it was that one.
I don't have a better one. I can't remember, like, Pearl Harbor.
December, I think it's December 7th or December 6th.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
It's December 6th or 7th, one of the two.
Right. And then we came back with the windmill dunk. And we said, guys, stop it. No one's allowed. Stop hitting. And they're like, you hit us last.
Me and my brother actually did get in a fist fight on the Pearl Harbor Memorial.
Wait. Why? On the USS Arizona?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Well, we lived out in Hawaii. All right, so me and my brother, like, you know how it is. Do you have a brother or only a sister?
No, I have a brother who's like almost an Irish twin. Like, we're very close in age. We always fought.
So, okay. That's how me and my brother are. We're 16 months apart. And so we're on the, like, if you've never been to the Arizona Memorial, it's just this, like, thing out in the middle of, like, the harbor. And it stays out of the water. You got to get there by boat. And it's got, like, the names of all the people on the wall. You look out in just this murky, oily water that if you flicked a match, and I'm pretty sure it would just go up. It's whatever. And there's a lot of fucking Chinese or Japanese people in there taking photos, and it's kind of like old people from World War II that are kind of like side-eyeing the shit out of them. They're like, I can still take them. Like, so I don't know what happened, but me and my brother, it didn't take much to set us off. But my grandparents were in town because we lived in Hawaii. Okay. And
so R.I.P. your grandparents.
Actually, yes, they are both dead now.
I wouldn't expect them to be alive.
It's funny because I thought grandparents lasted longer, but yeah, I'm 37 and they're all dead now. Last one just died probably 3 months ago.
Coincidence? No, all right. Yeah, but so your grandparents were there as well?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what made it better
family?
Is that they got to fucking be just as embarrassed as my parents when me and my brother broke out into a fist fight, just beating the shit out of each other.
At Pearl Harbor. How old were you?
12.
Okay.
So I think my brother was like, depending on the month, between like, because me and him can be a year apart at times, or 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, not really. We're still only 16 months, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have been 10 or 11, and I mean, like all brothers, it gets violent, you know.
Yeah.
And my dad comes over, just rips us apart. He's like, "Knock it off," and it's like, that guy started it, and he's like, I don't give two fucks, you know. And there's old people just there. It's like, oh, you think this is bad? Just wait for 3 more years, okay? That's gonna be the real tragedy, you know.
Yeah, dude.
But people were looking upset at us like we just redid Pearl Harbor. You know, they're like, have you no shame? It's like, shut up, old man. You should have died.
That would be a funny. I would watch that as like you going to different memorial and like fist fighting your brother. At the Lincoln, we got the Vietnam Memorial.
You know, when I lived in DC, I never went to the Lincoln Memorial.
from the top rope on top of the chair, like, coming down on him. Yeah, me and my brother would go at it. One time, I tackled him through a wall, and we were able to spackle it a little bit. And then the other time when he pushed me through a wall, I perfectly hit in between the 2 beams in the wall. And from my shoulders down to my ass, there's just a hole through the drywall. All the drywall fell. And it was bad, man. And we tried to cover it with the chair.
That's what we did. My buddy really Ricky, he jumped on my back. And I grabbed his legs and went into the wall. And so there's just this ass print in the wall. And I mean, like, the cool thing about military housing, at least when you're a kid, I don't know, maybe they did get charged for this, but you could just put in a request and they'd send somebody out to fix it up. And I don't know,
money there, baby. Let's go. We're playing with house money, guys.
Oh yeah, we fucked up a lot of houses.
Literally house money. Yeah. It's so good. Fuck. All right. So, anything else, like you ever destroy bunk beds, or me and my brother used to ride the mattress down the stairs?
No. Like we would fucking like. I remember one time the cops got called on us because this is after Jackass came out. So we like take the stair right outside my my bedroom in Hawaii. You could get out the window. You just take the screen out.
Yeah.
And there's the patio, like the awning or whatever the fuck you call it. So it's right outside my thing. So you can just go out there and jump right down into the grass. It's like a 10-foot drop, right? And Jackass came out, so we're blasting fucking new metal because we're like, this is the best thing ever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely some CKY. Yeah. Probably Slipknot or Korn or some shit. And we're like, we're so extreme. You know, cops come and my dad comes home and there's like fucking 15 kids lined up against a chain link fence. And he's like, what the fuck? What's going on? They're like, oh, they were being a nuisance, you know, because we're jumping off, being like, ah.
On military base grounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. That makes a bit of sense. Because I got, in civilian life, you can get away with a lot of shit. Especially, like, back in the 2000s. Now everything has security cameras. Everyone has a phone in their pocket that can record.
Everybody snitches on themselves.
We would jump off of, like, we would somehow, I mean, only a couple times, jump onto different people's roofs, jump off into their pool. We didn't do that much, but, or like, any house for sale kids, do this. Find a house that has a house for sale sign and just look around, make sure that no one's living there. I've made the mistake a couple times. I've scared some kids. I've spooked some children. And it's explaining a home invasion as spooking children.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, just a little B&E. It's whatever.
Just a little B, a little E. And then you go in there and you smoke weed with your friends. And
so it sounds like what you're telling me is by spooking kids, you're giving them character.
I'm creating artists out here. Actually.
Yeah, like that trauma right there gives them a story to tell.
Absolutely.
You ever met somebody who should have been raped just so that they were a little bit interesting?
Well, I mean, Richie Anderson, I've had him on the podcast. Actually, I'm not too sure. Maybe he has been.
I don't want to say anything because I don't know. On the off chance the Mormons came and just... I don't know if they're notorious for raping boys.
No, that's actually kind of funny. As much shit as they get, or any religion, Scientology too, they aren't fucking kids.
Yeah, it's true. They're just kidnapping people, making them work on a farm, a reprogramming farm.
That's neither here nor there. All right.
Wait, should I say allegedly?
Yeah. For that one, Mormons what are they going to show up on the bikes? But Scientology, yeah, they're going to show up in a Xenu spaceship and
Tom Cruise shows up in a fucking fighter plane.
Yeah, you comes through my house at fucking Mach 10.
This hasn't even gone up. How do you know?
Oh, what's the worst movie you've watched with someone, whether it's a date? I have a lot of these stories where I offer a movie, but I don't think of how bad it could be with the person I'm watching it with. For instance, Boondock Saints. Someone told me to watch it. I don't know who told me to watch it, but I remember when I was at an open mic drinking one night, someone told me to watch it. So me and my grandparents couldn't decide on a movie. I saw it. It's like, have you guys ever seen this? I've heard good things, maybe. I forget from who. Like, okay, press play. Have you seen Boondock Saints?
Yeah, I've seen it.
With my grandparents. It's one of the most racist, like, violent, like, 2001 movies where it's, like, industrial music the whole time and people running with cool sunglasses.
Let's see here. Took my grandmother, she didn't know any better. She took me and my brother to see Road Trip one time.
I remember Road Trip. Was that Robin Williams?
No, that was with Tom Green and a bunch of other people. DJ Qual and some other people. I can't remember. Stifler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't remember that.
It was from like 98 or 99.
Okay.
So, you were just a baby.
Yeah, 98, yeah.
'Cause yeah.
Road Trip. I got to look that up.
I mean, it's a sex comedy.
No, you didn't know.
I knew, but I didn't. You know how you are as a kid. You're like, yeah, like, come on, let's go see. How bad could it be? And nowadays they tell you why the movie's rated R, but like,
oh right, yeah,
probably in like 98, 99. I don't think that really had started yet. Like maybe every now and then, but not often.
Damn.
My mom has taken me to see so many bad movies. A dude from our church took us to see End of Days one time.
Never seen that.
Arnold movie where he's fighting the devil.
What? No, I've never seen this. Oh, shit.
Again, that was like 99, 2000.
A bunch of terrible movies came out.
If by terrible you mean phenomenal, and I was great at talking people into going to see art, then yes.
Art?
Cinematic, memorable masterpieces.
Me and my friends really got into watching bad movies. Like the obvious ones, the cult classics, Chef. You also got The Room. What's another bad one that we watched? I don't know, but there are also like really bad comedies that if you rewatch, you're like Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Do you remember that one? The Kung Fu dubbed over movie? When I was a kid, funniest fucking thing in the world. And then I rewatched it, and it's just me and one of my other friends laughing, and everyone else like, because they didn't grow up with it. And it wasn't like.
Oh, I had a podcast for a couple years.
All right, moment of silence for another fallen podcast.
If we did a moment of silence for every one of my podcasts that didn't make it.
It would be an hour-long moment of silence. That would be the podcast.
It'd be 2 minutes.
Really? Yeah. How many podcasts have gotten up and down?
I've done like 2 that lasted for like a couple years. But the one I had, it was called So You Don't Gotsta, and that was the point. I'd have comics come over, we'd watch awful movies, and then we'd fucking talk about them. And, because I love watching atrocious fucking films. But like,
I watched Balls of Fury during the last podcast. We didn't talk about the
Fury isn't even bad.
I know you would love it. I'm glad he didn't put it, but we just had it on the background. Like we were watching Seinfeld. I was watching Seinfeld at least.
Yeah.
But during this podcast, I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry, my ADHD. I forget.
I love.
what I'm doing.
One of my favorite parts of that movie. I think it's at the end. Is he's like, it's Fang? I thought it was Fang. You know,
That's the part that got you.
I mean, there's so many, but I don't know. Like, I love like growing up as I was a weird kid. I was into like Wes Anderson films before everybody else. Like back when Rushmore and all that. My parents took me to see that, and I liked all that weird offbeat shit. So yeah, it's like little throwaway shit, like, you know, whereas everybody else is laughing at like the obvious, like, oh, the guy got hit in the nuts. It's like somebody just says something like really stupid just in a certain type of way, and I'm like, you know, it's kind of like that person who fucking like listens to music and they're like, oh, you hear that little thing, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're listening to. Yeah, but like for whatever reason they're like, that's the thing, and it's like, for me, I'm like, that's what's funny, and everybody else is like, yeah, but that, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, me and my brother have a bunch of things from Family Guy and South Park, American Dad, where we'll quote it, but it's the quote like shrunk down to just one sentence. Where, like, in Family Guy, one time Peter says, "It's not, Lois. It's not." I forget what Peter said that about, but it's just so funny how he said it. Yeah. Or in American Dad, I really like American Dad. I feel like it's more slept on than anything else. But there's some great fucking writing. Like, the jokes in there are really sometimes well written. Sometimes the story plots are really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can deal with weird because unlike Family Guy, usually American Dad is like there's a through line for the show. It's not just a bunch of like set up, punch, fucking remember when, you know. Like American Dad is definitely the better of the two.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cleveland show, actually. No.
I liked the Cleveland show.
You did? Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it like usually it had like a fucking through line, you know, like Family Guy every now and then would do that if there was like a Stewie and Brian episode or some shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's like they took all these dumb ideas and threw them into like a blender, and they're like, well, let's make it work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know how it's still running. Or like It's Always Sunny. The new season of It's Always Sunny is so fucking funny. And I felt like for a bit, I don't know. Like, it goes through waves, but they're on 16, I think, now.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I couldn't imagine writing the same show for fucking even 5 years. Seems like a lot.
Yeah, man, like that show, speaking of like taking something, me and my brother still, you know, like we'll like quote stuff from that. Like there's one where this chick, she's like, damn, this jacket's tighter than dick skin. Yeah, she's like, yeah,
baby dick skin.
And then he's all like, Dennis says something. She's like, shut up, baby dick. He's like, I have a grown man. Like, he just gets flustered.
Or when the Charlie got molested. It's Charlie gets molested episode where Mac's like, so if they got blown, Charlie got blown, why didn't I get blown? With a picture of baby, like kid him. It's so funny. Like anytime, like what a great fucking show. And they've had to take down some episodes, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is a shame that they took down the blackface episode.
Yeah, and then they made one that was about like police brutality. Again, man, I was like, hey, guys. I mean, I guess, like, if you write a show for that long, you get pretty good at, like, let's just tackle topics. Yeah. You know, they did an abortion episode. They did pretty much on any topic that was currently going at the time.
The very first episode is called The Gang Gets Racist.
Such a good episode.
And
I tore his ass up. That's another another quote, yeah.
And it's just like, you know, and I mean, this was like, I want to say this was 98 or 99 when that came out. Maybe it was a little later.
I
But
think a little later.
I remember it was on Fox first.
Oh, right. It was Fox and then FX.
Yeah.
Before they had Danny DeVito on and shit.
Yeah. Like,
The lighting was so weird. It was so dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did not seem like if you would have told me that when that first, like, because I used to watch, like, all that shit, and I watched the first season, and then, like, I feel like it went away for, like, a year or two before they brought it back. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. I can't remember a lot from back then. Like, I can remember things, but, shit just gets wonky, too. But
yeah, that's not their fault. That's drugs' fault.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I feel like it went away for a couple years. But if you would have told me like that show was going to somehow like survive the test of time, and even though it's only got 16 seasons, I swear to Christ, I feel like it's been on TV for 20 years.
I think it's now it's been about almost 20. I think it was 2004 or 5.
When the first season aired?
Jamie, can you look that up? I call the viewers Jamie.
There's somebody watching this so mad. They're like, he's fucking stupid.
Yeah. I feel confident with that number, but I started watching when it was on FX, and I saw a trailer where I forget who walks into the bar and they see Danny DeVito hanging from one of like the beams, and he's just hanging and twirling. It's like, don't try to stop me. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, but yeah, good times.
Yeah.
How did we get on that topic?
Yeah, we're good on that topic. Next topic, food. You like food for sure, right?
Is that because I'm fat?
What?
I don't know.
No.
Maybe I just have fucking terrible genetics.
I mean, that could also be true. Absolutely.
Yes, I love food.
Absolutely. Oh, so what is your go-to, like, first obvious question, only one fast food place to go for the rest of your life? Not every meal, but if you wanted the choice of fast food, where would you go for the only place in the rest? I would say Culver's or Taco Bell for me.
Culver's or Taco Bell?
Culver's has a pretty diverse menu.
I don't know. I'm a little fucked up on Culver's because of the first time I ever went there.
Why? What happened? What's your beef with Culver's?
It's not Culver's. It's one of those memories. There's
a person tied to it.
Well, God. Like, I'm not trying to run a bit here. It happened though. I made a joke out of it, but
yeah,
like it was supposed to be like the day we found out the sex of my brother's kid. Like we had been waiting, and so they go to the hospital, find out. They get there. Mind you, I finished Marley and Me earlier that day.
Wait, you read Marley and Me or watched?
I read the book.
Oh, I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah, it was a book. So I read it, and I did not think, I don't like animals. So for me to like start crying, like at the end of that book I was like, okay, this sucks. They get over, and we're all crowded around the car. We're like, what is it? What is it? And my brother's like, it's a girl. By the way, Ricky died. And that is one of our really, really good friends. He died of cancer. So like I'm sitting there, processing it, but it's not really hitting, like every year, like I'd already lost friends, but like, and this one I had been expecting for years. He was supposed to die like 6 years earlier and just wouldn't die.
He just wouldn't.
So we get to Culver's, and
I forgot we were talking about Culver's. You really sent me, yeah.
So we get to Culver's, and mind you, I'm like 450 pounds at this point in my life, right? I'm a
whole
heavy
unit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a car inside of a car, And so we get there, and as soon as I take the first bite, it's just, I start bawling my eyes out, and there is eyes on me everywhere. Just people like, the burger's not that good. And it's just like, and you know, like it looks like I'm crying, like it's the best thing I've ever had.
What the fuck is this? Yeah.
Like,
That's so fucking
like
funny.
people are looking at me like it's so glorious, and it just happened to be at that moment. That's when it finally sunk in that my best friend is fucking dead. You know, so yeah. Every time I go to Culver's, like that, I start laughing, but I also feel like a little like pain in the heart. So I'm like, maybe not Culver's, you know, like.
So funny. But it is
to,
a good burger though, so that's upsetting that it happened there.
It's okay. It's better than what's the one?
Shake Shack, Five Guys,
No,
Steak and Shake.
What's that one? Everybody
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. That overrated piece of shit.
Would you rather cry at an In-N-Out?
Yeah,
I
because
would
then
eat in my car. That would be a good eat in
then
the car
like
situation.
then if In-N-Out they come up and they say anything, you're like, "Where's your God now?" You know, because they just have like all those Bible quotes on their shit.
True.
It's like,
I'm here for good burgers. Okay.
you know
mind.
what it would be? It'd probably be Churches or Popeyes.
Wow.
Because
hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you right now, like everybody talks about that Popeyes chicken sandwich being the shit. I've tried all of them, KFC, Churches, and hands down Churches, best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'll stab a black dude over a fucking Churches thing. All right.
I mean, I think you do that for a lot of things.
No. Like if they were like we're
Why
down
did
to
you have
one.
to clarify? Don't ever clarify.
Look, I'm not going to prison over a hate crime for nothing, okay?
No, it's not hate. I love the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Like while I'm in there, they're like, "You know what you did, right?" Be like, "Yeah, I got the last ever Church's chicken sandwich." And if it was between me and that guy, notice how I said that guy, not that black guy.
Right. All
Yeah.
right. It's
and
not,
they're
you
like,
know,
all of a sudden the jury's like, "Oh shit, he did say that guy."
I see him as a human who I murdered.
Yeah.
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 For sport.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hear you guys saying nothing about the two black guys that killed each other over a Popeyes chicken sandwich. So why is it any different if I kill one over a fucking Church's chicken sandwich?
You're defending yourself in this trial.
Yes,
No
yes.
one wanted to defend you for this trial.
They're like,
Even public defenders are like,
four.
"Ooh,
I've had like
ooh."
four. By this point, I've had four public defenders be like, "Nope, I'm sorry, man. I
we wanna
tried,
help- we
but
can't."
yeah." They're like, "There's no defending him."
Right. Yeah. And like any black lawyer would be like, the money is just not worth it. It's not worth it.
They're like, "I've defended real racists. This guy isn't even racist. He's a fucking idiot. That's it."
Yeah.
Like, you tell him don't say something.
Wait, is the guy ahead of you in line when you're going up to order and you hear him order 3 of the sandwiches?
No. Like, we walk in, they're like, "Yo, we only got," like, we walk in at the same time, right?
Okay, 2 doors. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
walk in at
No,
the same
like
time.
we both come in. Like, I hold the door. I'm like, "After you, sir."
Oh,
and
of
he's
course
like,
you-
then all of a sudden he's like, "All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just looking." I'm like, "You know what? I am too. Whoever goes
Right.
first, you know." And then all of a sudden, the kid behind the counter, the Mexican kid behind the counter, because of course he's Mexican.
Yeah,
You've been to a Church's.
This is a very diverse cast that
Yes.
we got here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I like to really paint the picture.
A white guy, a black guy, and a Mexican walk into
Okay, multiple Mexicans. Okay.
walk into a church.
Yeah. Yeah, it's multiple Mexicans. They are working the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've never seen a black person work at Churches. I've never seen a white person work at churches.
Churches. Yeah.
But I've seen Mexicans for days.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Like a Church's kitchen is like a Panda Express, okay?
They dominate the industry.
Yeah.
I've worked in kitchens I thought I was Mexican for a couple of years.
Yeah. Like,
Honestly.
if you go to a Lolo's, the only time you're going to see a black person is your server. You go in that kitchen, Mexicans.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. You
Let's
guys
see
can...
who. Oh wait, that was a Chris Herb joke. Let's see who's really behind Olive Garden. Julio.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
It's not some dumb wop.
No, absolutely.
I don't
not.
know. I don't even know WAP names. What are they? Chris Herb?
I mean, there's a lot of Chris's. Not David's. I don't even Michael.
Michael.
One of
Michael?
one of my friends who's Guinea. He's Mike.
Yeah, these fucking stupid Italian pieces of shit. That's what I love about Italians is they're like the type of white you can be racist towards.
Right, because they think that they're not white still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they like to tell people they're white, but we know they're not.
Wait.
Yeah.
I've never heard this argument.
I'm like, look at you, you fucking olive-skinned bastard. You may as well be Greek. Get the fuck out of my country.
Greeks are white to me too. Honestly, Asian people are white to me.
I'll give Asians over Italians and the Greeks.
What? No.
Look, I'll let a Mexican marry my daughter, but I'll be goddamned if I let an Italian at my fucking dinner table.
Jesus Christ, David.
I'm okay with little biracial babies, but I'm not okay with some off-white Kroger brand white coming in my house. Hey, you got any gabagool? Get the fuck out. Who's gonna get mad? Really Sebastian Maniscalco?
Hey, what? Yeah.
He listens. He puts a thing on the internet, see if his name comes up. This podcast comes up. You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
That would be hilarious if Sebastian does listen to this. He's one of the 70 people who listen to this. What the hell? Yeah. That's pretty much my Bill Burr impression, too.
That's okay.
What the fuck is this? Yeah.
It's better than anything I got going
on. Fucking black wife.
Was that Sebastian being mad at Bill for having a black wife?
No, that was Bill going into a story about Nia?
Yeah, Nia.
I got it.
Hang Nia Long.
Nia, what?
Yeah, I think her name is Nia Long.
Oh, I didn't know her last name. Look at you. Knowing all about Italians. Black. Wait, so
okay,
who
unlike
do
other
Italians belong to then? Mediterranean trash with the Turks?
They should have just stayed in Europe. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, if Italy's so great, why don't you go marry him?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck, dude? You know, here's okay.
I like where we're going with this.
Here's how you know Italians suck: is that even Hitler didn't try to take over the Italians. He's
right.
like, no, you guys do plenty killing yourselves. Just keep it up. You know, they're the...
That holds up with Japanese people, too. And it's not fighting amongst themselves. It's fighting with themselves.
Maybe. I don't know anything about them.
Really?
No, I know a lot.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Yeah, dude, I've lived all over. Like, I mean, I love playing ignorant because it's fun. You act like I've been around so many people, and like my favorite thing is like this whole thing over like the last 5 or 6 years that it's like only white people are racist, and it's like, we know that.
You know the dude, Mexican people, dude, that Panda Express.
Mexican people. Black people, Asian and Indian people.
Black people are the best at being racist, though, because they are pretty fucking funny.
Yes, I'll give you that. They're funny racist.
Good. Yeah, they're good racists. Good job, black people.
Yeah, like y'all are funny with it, but Mexicans are just straight hateful.
Yeah, and their sense of comedy is like 1985 still. Like, they'll show me a picture of a drag queen and start laughing, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like I feel comfortable in, like, if I go do a room that is not full of white guilt, I feel very comfortable saying faggot.
Right.
Like just on, like on your podcast.
You've put in the work.
Well, here's the thing. The only time I ever call somebody a faggot, like normally if I say it,
only after you suck their dick.
Maybe. You know, I'm like, God, I feel like such a fag. No, I say the word like, if I do say it in a set, it's normally like geared at me, right? Like, but the only time I'll actually call somebody is if they're like, the fuck you say, and they're trying to fight me. I'm like, all right, faggot, you want to fight? Like sometimes I lose my shit and I'm like,
It's way better than what else you could call them,
yeah. No, I did. Okay, so I did a black room a couple years.
Where are we going?
Hear me out, motherfucker.
I'll hear you out.
What do you think I'm about to be like? So, anyways, I walked into a black room. No, and I do. I say the word faggot, and the room gets kind of quiet. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was in a black room, and you guys are notoriously hateful against gays." And one of the person goes, we just don't like when they do that faggot shit. and I was like, oh, I know I'm in a good room. And I ended up having fun because,
right. Heckling in a black room is actually dangerous because they are funny.
Yeah. Well,
and
here's the thing.
They can get you.
Like when he said that, I kind of went off on him. I was like, shut up, bitch. I sucked a dick one time. I ain't gay. And I'll fucking
and you cried out on them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, is this our king reincarnate?
Yeah. And like just doubled down on shit, and it was like all of a sudden they're like, God damn it, I can't be mad at this motherfucker. But like it's just that thing, like there's places where you can get away with it, but for whatever reason, like white people just now all of a sudden feel guilty about a bunch of shit. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are guilty for. You own everything. If I were you, I'd be on a yacht being like, they're correct. I wouldn't be hiding it. I'd be like, yes, peasants.
Absolutely. See, that's why you got to be proud to live in a 5-bedroom house that is your parents'.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Like the only reason I feel bad about it is because you say like, yeah, I should move out. But man, it's fucking expensive. I'm literally currently talking to Carl Goldthorpe about like moving into him and Gavin's place.
Why? Where's the other dipshit?
Oh, he's moving out with his girlfriend.
How long has he known this girl? They just got that house last year.
I know, right?
And I know he hasn't been dating this girl that long.
What?
How much are they trying to charge you?
A little above 8.
Oh, yeah. They don't want to split the difference. They both pay like $600, and they want you to pay $8.
Probably.
No, they told me that's what they were going to do to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pieces of shit.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carl being a Jew and everything, it's
big hussy. Yeah.
I would have thought his nose would be bigger with the amount of cocaine that he does.
No, right, but it's deteriorating, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I'll text him back right here. Like, I'm not gonna cover. He's literally asking me, "What do you have to cover August rent?" And I'm like, "I'm not gonna be living there in August." Yeah. I said like earliest, at earliest, fucking October 1st, and I could get in there. But, yeah, for August, no, I'm not fucking paying for August.
Yeah. Like, be like, nah, man. You guys got to work this out. I don't know what Carl does. I know what Gavin does.
They make good money. They make way more money than me, and that's for goddamn sure.
Yeah. Fucking. Gavin, that little fucking. I don't even know what Gavin is.
Oh, he's just white trash.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's gay, if he's straight.
He doesn't know either, dog. That was his whole thing. Like, what up? What up? Raise the roof. I don't know if I'm... Yeah, he had one of the best black jokes, though. Were you at JP's when he just, like, murdered with, like, a family in the front? There's a family of 5, black. And he did his joke that's... It doesn't matter. He doesn't even do comedy.
Yeah, butcher that joke. Just tell it.
I feel like short black people can't say the N-word. because they aren't enough black. not black enough, not enough black. And and he just went on to describe it, but that's really the joke. And he just would tell it with such a boyish confidence.
Yeah.
He looks like he just got off the Polar Express. Like, he looks like a cartoon, you know. But he's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Where's the roof, guys?
He looks like the dude from that gets raped in
What?
You know the dude?
Deliverance?
No, the dude doing the raping. I'm sorry. And the guy that fucks Ving Rhames in Zed and Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like that actor. He looks like a young version of him. And he's really creepy, too.
Really? The actor?
No, Gavin. Do you know how many times I've convinced Gavin to do things when he's drunk? I almost got him to fight a guy who was like twice as big as him. And the guy's sitting there watching me gas Gavin up. And he's like, don't do that. I'll fuck your friend up. I'm like, so? I'm not Gavin.
I'm not him.
I'm like, Gavin, I think you could take this guy. And the guy's like, he couldn't. I was like, don't listen to this cocksucker. You could take him. And like, the guy's not trying to fight me because I'm bigger than the guy. But it's like, Gavin, though, I'm sitting there like, come on. And then right as Gavin's about to do it, I'm like, I got to de-escalate him. I'm like, Gavin, that guy will fuck you up. And Gavin's like, nah, dog, I could fuck this guy up.
That's a good Gavin. Nah, dog. He calls everyone dog.
Yeah, and I'm like, I promise you, Gavin, don't. Like, but there's so many times I've done that shit to him. You know, or I'm like, yo, Gavin, I think that chick's been eyeing you out. He's like, you think so, dog?
Yeah.
I'm like, you should go talk to her. And then he comes back. He's like, nah, dog, she ain't into me. I think she's a dyke.
Yeah, Gavin lives in 1985 still. The haircut for sure. But yeah, he makes good money. Let's see. I think he just texted back too. I was like, well, nothing for August because I'll be not living there. It's all right.
Oh, no, they can only do 8 balls for 3 weeks out of the month, not all 4.
Sorry, I might go to this little pool party right now. Man, I really don't have any like end questions. I've tried to do that before, but it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, this went off the rails.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot of fun. The story about the Culvers is hilarious. You got to bring that back.
I've told it a couple times recently, but it just right now, like I said, I'm getting ready to do a special in October, so I got to start doing old jokes again.
Yep.
That I want to burn all of them because I fucking hate telling them. But
how long is the set going to be?
Hopefully 45, but I can't remember so much material. Like there's jokes people tell me about and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to do that for a couple years and now I only quasi remember how this joke goes.
Right.
And so I don't know. I gotta figure out like a set list for it. I gotta start working it, and then after I do it, I don't have to do any of that material ever again. And that's like
that's the upside.
Yeah, and it sucks because I'm at this point where I actually have like jokes I'm excited to tell again, like new jokes. I haven't been excited about material in a long time.
That's really cool.
And you know, I'm like, fuck, I want to at least work this material out one night a week, but I want to do it every night because I want this shit to be fucking killer.
Right. Where are you gonna record at?
Woodshed.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, honestly, I would love to record a special at Woodshed. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I was supposed to do it in April of 2000, and then
2020, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, you said just 2000.
Yeah,
Bro,
2020.
like, how old are you?
Yeah, I was supposed to do it in 2020, and this little fake pandemic happened.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Here we go. Getting all political now.
I'm not. It just.
The plan. All these fucking woke comics. Would you be one of those guys who's like, all this fucking cancel culture bullshit?
No. The amount of shit I get away with saying, like, the fact that I can still go into places and say things in front of people, like, have you noticed how, like, what is it, at Devils, it's college students. Mm-hmm. And I watch comics go up, and they say something, like, un-PC, and it doesn't hit, And then I'll go up and say something off the wall, and it gets laughs, and it's like, the difference between us is I have confidence and punchlines, And it's like, the point of a joke I make of it, like, if I say something, right, I'm not trying to punch down on somebody. I'm trying to make fun of, like, a situation, So, like,
yeah.
If I go up and I'm like, I like racism, more specifically white power racism, it's like, it's fun for me because the room gets quiet and people look at me and they're like, what the fuck?
But you get to work back.
Yeah.
And, like, actually lead them, carry them through the explanation of what you mean.
Yeah. And it's like, no, there's a point to this joke. And it's not like I'm coming up here being like, hey guys, have you heard of the Aryan race and why you should join?
Yeah, you weren't going up there doing a fucking...
Yeah, I'm not about to do hate speech. And, but it's fun, where it's like when you can get an audience and then fucking, you just punch them and they're like, fuck, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
Whereas somebody else goes up and it's like, well, here's a hacky joke about black people.
Yeah. My dick too long.
Yeah.
Let me put my dick away.
Yeah. It's like, you ever notice how black people like watermelon? It's like, come on, have something to say. Like, don't make a whole group of people a punchline, fucking...
For no reason.
Yeah.
Or people who have, like, Hitler jokes that aren't even... Man, just stop it. Or, like, any trans joke. I gotta be honest, man. I've heard all of them, and... Okay, every time a person's like, trans people, I'm like, okay, go, what is it?
Yeah.
Tell me something so fucking funny that I'm like, all right. Because I'm not out there marching. I'm just like, dude, just fucking, if you're gonna touch that source material, make it as poignant as the source material. Or make such a good point that you can, as you said, lead them, not saying white power is good, you're making fun of it, you're making light of it, and putting perspective upon it instead of just using it as a shock value.
Yeah, it's like, that's why people bitch about cancel culture. They're like, and it's just because it's like,
I hate that term so fucking much.
It's people mad that they can't just punch down on a group of people. Like, look, man, in the 80s, cool. You could be like, oh, these fucking fags, and like, people
everyone
are like,
was talking about Puerto Ricans.
Yeah,
which I still do a lot. But
okay, cool. I'm not.
I have source material, though.
I'm not sitting here being like that. I'm above everything. I'm not saying I don't occasionally make a stupid joke, but it's not like an actual, like, there's a difference between, like, in the moment you're doing crowd work with somebody and you say something stupid, and making it an actual, like, part of your set, Yeah. And then you have these comics who are like, oh, I can't. And mind you, another reason I'm not worried about getting canceled, and neither should any stupid dipshit open micer, is because none of us have anything like, we're nobody. Yeah. Who the fuck is coming to cancel someone that has nothing to take?
Yeah. That's why the RIP, the coconut cucks. It wasn't any, and I was saying it to Andrew the other day. He said the thing, and he's doing way better, not even compared to those guys, than most of the people in his class of the scene. So yeah. I'm like, well, what is, yeah.
He hit me up the day it happened. He's like, oh my God, what should I do?
You were like the shaman.
I told him I was like, double down.
Chudir for sure did.
Yeah. But he's like, but. And I was like, and I told him fucking, I was like, dude, an apology never works. You know why Louis C.K. fucking stood the test of time? Because he didn't apologize.
Yeah.
Fucking, I mean, he's also funnier than fuck, but his lack of apology also, because the minute you apologize and show that weakness, people are like, you're inauthentic. And it's like, fucking Cosby, he's getting ready to go on tour. You know how he's getting away with it? He didn't apologize.
You're right.
R. Kelly's still huge in the black community. You know what he never did?
Yeah.
Apologize.
I mean, he does have some bangers. Or like Michael Jackson.
Never once apologized.
He died, and now like I still hear Thriller.
Oh yeah.
You know, I Beat It, Smooth Criminal. Like he has so many. Billie Jean. He has so many bangers to where it's kind of an undeniable. Yeah, people always say separate the art from the artist. I'm like, oh, we do that already.
Oh yeah.
So much so. Yeah,
like right now, my favorite is that they're trying to cancel fucking dead people. Van Gogh right now, there's a whole movement of people who are like, oh, fuck. It's like, why are you going after the dead? Like, especially people from that time. Like, you think he's the worst? Like,
there's still people on the Epstein fly list that are still not even alive, running things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, but, I mean, here's the thing. Ultimately, like, those people, like, with all this shit, all of it, the canceling, this, that, racism, all of it, it's all a distraction to keep us fighting and never realize that the people at the top are fucking all the poor people. So they're like, yeah, go ahead. We're going to stoke all these tensions,
Do you think that's why they overturned Roe v. Wade?
I think...
full conspiracy hour right now.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't be shocked if it's just another thing. But I think... I definitely think racism, like, just the history of racism itself and how it was created as a way to dehumanize people. And then, the fact that they still use these things, they keep us at each other's throats being like, you're other, instead of us realizing it's like, no, actually, we're all the same, but the rich people are the other. And they're fucking all of us, and it's like, I don't have, like, me and that guy might be white, but I have nothing in common with that guy. But I go into, any working class neighborhood, no matter what the race, and it's like, I know this struggle, but then, the news is sitting there telling you, it's like, oh, it's all racism. It's like, I like how you're pushing that agenda.
Because if you really just go out to anywhere, we're outside. I'm outside of the house a lot. I'm out doing open mics and shit, and I go out to bars with friends, and you bump into people, and I am a social little butterfly, and I make friends so quickly. Like, I have a bunch of people in my phone, and I'll just say, like, Mikey from third base. I'm like, who's Mikey? And I want to text him and be like, how do you know me? Is my number saved even? Can I delete yours?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you go, like you said, you go anywhere, right? And it's just like this mix of people that, like, according to the news, we should all be in there beating the shit out of each other, fighting each other. But yet everybody just seems to be getting along, having a good old time.
Yeah.
And, and again, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. I'm not, but I definitely think it's getting stoked by the media more and more, just as a way for people to be like, oh, we're kind of getting to like this boiling point where people are getting tired of being exploited, this, that, and the other thing. So it's like, right on the verge of, like, people being like, you'll hear stories of like Amazon exploiting people or some shit, right? And like for a minute, that's like a story you hear for a day, and then the next day it's like, oh, a white cop shot a black guy, and all of a sudden, everybody's mad again. It's like, all right, I feel like, that was still happening 2 days ago too, but now you guys want to do that because your overlords at Amazon are like, we're catching too much heat, and our bottom line. So it's like, stoke racial tensions. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so we don't look at what's absolutely happening is the transition of wealth. Yeah, there is no middle class. That's why me and two of my siblings live with our parents right now, and I fucking for sure can move out. But trying to find a man, the ratios are all messed up. Like if you look at the ratio of like how much the cost of living in the 90s was versus today, it's really worrying for the future.
I moved out here in 2007, and a house like this, because mine was a 1 floor, but it was 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, for $950 in a good neighborhood, and all of us had $10 an hour jobs, right? And we were living like kings. That was 1 paycheck that went to rent every month. And the rest of the time we got to do whatever. We could go out, live our lives very comfortably. And maybe like 5-6 years ago, it started blowing up. And now like Apache Junction used to be like the laughing stock, the cheap. Now that's expensive as fuck. And it's like Apache Junction, Meth Town, USA. Yeah. And you're telling me like a 1 bedroom out there is like $1,200 a month. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, 1 bedroom is $1,400 if you include utilities on average.
Yeah.
Because you can find that place for $800. Go ahead, do it, live there. Because you're gonna have roommates, and it's either roommates or cockroaches that should or have to be there for that price. It's impossible. That's why I'm trying to move in with like 2 other people.
Yeah.
But even then, you don't know if the 2 people are trying to fuck you over.
Yeah, I mean, dude, my buddy, I love him, but he is an addict, and he tried to get me after we lost the condo. And by the way, last year we were still, between the 2 of us, paying $800 for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo. Yeah, sure, you hear gunshots at night, but no roaches. Place was clean, and it was a nice condo. And then he moved into a house, and he's like, yo, you should move in. And then he's like, I mean, the only thing is the guy who will be renting rooms from, he's an acid dealer. And I'm like, okay, there we go. Nope. And then a month after he moved in, the guy that he was living with overdosed and died.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like,
what a sign from the universe.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I've already lived in places where I've woken up to dead people. I don't want that anymore.
No, thank you. Damn, dude.
Yeah, I realize I sound like a sad bastard.
No, he's laughing. Look at that. He laughs at sad things. But do you have any shows coming up?
No, just the special October 28th.
Hell yeah. Do you have a name for it?
Everything's great. I'm fine.
Okay. That's so sad. All right. Let's get. Thank you guys for listening. God damn. That's been another episode of Big Couch, Little Couch. What's your Instagram again? The new one?
I don't fucking know.
All right, it doesn't matter. He's been hacked, okay? But thank you guys for listening. I'll see you next time. Damn. It's okay. Wait, it's everything's fine. I'm okay.
Everything's great. I'm fine.
Everything's great. I'm fine.